Welcome back everyone. In today's video, we're going to be getting into a Bitcoin technical analysis. We're also going to be taking a look at some of our favorite altcoins, Chainlink and Ethereum. This is going to be an action-packed video as Bitcoin once again has started to come to the downside. We're seeing the momentum oscillators reach levels that we haven't seen since 2019 and the 2020 March coronavirus dip to the downside to about $3,500. So what we can see here is the stochastic is actually reaching that support region right now on Bybit. We're seeing the same thing on the CME chart as well. The CME chart is actually showing a test of the support from 2019. So this is going to be very important for us to be looking at also support regions on the price action so that we can potentially be looking at a market bottom and be able to trade that market bottom. Of course, right now we still do have bearish market structure, and the bounce to the upside yesterday did give us an area to be watching, right? If we were to reclaim the S2 right here at $45,370, we would most likely get our stochastic to cross to the upside. So that would actually give us a confirmed bullish cross to the upside. However, we did not get that. We bounced to the upside and rejected resistance. What happens to broken support? It often becomes resistance, and we got a very simple support resistance flip on this move to the upside, and now coming down to the next level, which is our huge monthly S3 support at around $38,624. So we've discussed this one on the charts before. The reason for this one is because we also have a very nice confluence lining up with the golden pockets, so the 0.618 and the 0.65 Fibonacci levels here. Just below it, we've got the 0.702, which does line up with that monthly S3. So that does give us a big area to be watching. If we go onto the weekly time frame, of course, at the start of the video yesterday, as we were getting the bounce to the upside, we did talk about the reclaim and how that would constitute a long trade if we were to reclaim this resistance. The resistance was not reclaimed, so we said that we would absolutely love still opportunities down here at the yearly R2, and I do stick by that, guys, at around $36,672 to all the way up here with that 0.702 and the monthly S3. I think that it is an absolutely huge area. I'm definitely interested in some long positions down here. I'm going to set some alerts here on this video, and we're going to be prepared for it if we are to hit this level. So as always, we want to front run these alerts a little bit so that we don't get front ran by the bigger players, of course. So we can basically watch as the price action approaches this level and then decide if we're going to take that trade there. Of course, none of what I say is financial advice, but that's what I would be looking at. The reasons that we said we were holding shorts from 36,500 was because we wanted to protect capital as we had a local downtrend. But if we can actually flip this back into an uptrend with the daily momentum looking the way it is at the moment, then I'm definitely interested in longs. So I want to see this start to cross the upside. Thus far, it has not crossed the upside, so that does not constitute a trade in and of itself. Of course, the more aggressive way to trade this would be just to simply trade the bounce, and I would be very interested in that as well. So overall, not much change on the Bitcoin charts for me. Still looking at either a reclaim of resistance, which is going to be that S2 at $45,473, or I'm going to be looking at a test at this massive high time frame support. And if we were to lose that level, well, that would get quite ugly down to the yearly R2, but we know that that's an easy trade to manage as well. If we are to put on our exponential moving averages right here and SMAs, we can see that we do have this 55 EMA and the monthly and the yearly R1 lining up. That is quite a far and a long way away, basically. So I would keep it in mind. However, I don't think that until this support is lost, we should be looking at there, but it's always good to plan ahead and be ready for that support region. We are seeing green VIX here as well on the weekly time frame. Like I've said, it is getting a little bit more here as well as volatility does increase to the downside, of course. We do see this downside movement, so we could get consecutive weeks really off green VIX, similar to what we've seen on the daily, but a temporary bounce on the daily time frame I still do believe is very likely, just with the way everything is looking. Of course, we had some news coming out of China once again. A lot of people have been asking me about that. And to simply put it, guys, I don't really look at the news too much, and also, especially for crypto, and also news coming out of China. I mean, who's gonna trust the Chinese Communist Party? If you guys do remember, down I believe it was yeah, I believe it was actually this dip to the downside. Actually, it was right here. So we had a China ban, and I believe another China, they basically unbanned it, and then we did have a move to the upside. So if you guys remember this, and if you guys have been following the channel since then, that was at $7,800, and we just absolutely blew through this resistance, this weekly resistance at 8,300, and had a move up all the way up to 10,500. Then we had a dip once again. So I believe going on to the discussion VIP here, it was something about the title of it was China bans financial payment institutions from cryptocurrency business. Something about it being too risky, right? And being very easy to manipulate the price. But what the Chinese government is basically doing, guys, is manipulating the price by actually, banning it, unbanning it. And then, this is just so clear, right? We did not get continuation here. We actually created another lower high and then simply turned back to the downside. This was it back in 2019, right? So really, I couldn't care less about that, right? It doesn't change my ideas and kind of my thought process behind Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies in general. They can say whatever they want, and I want to hear your thoughts about that as well. So make sure that you comment down below. I'm very interested to see what the community does think about this. So now let's move on to the Ethereum chart and take a look at this, because it does have a very, very nice level we've come down to. We've obviously hit our 0.618. So if you guys follow along with the videos, this should be a massive support region that you guys know about. The R2 in confluence with the negative 0.618. We know that that negative 0.618 is quite a big area. We could be using the negative 1.618 here as a stop loss placement on a little bit of a scalp position, because we did come down on the 15-minute time frame. As you can see right here, we did come down to these lows and did actually bounce up from the S3 in confluence with that R2. Doesn't mean we're actually going to hold here. I would actually say it's more likely, since we've broken the range, until we reclaim this range, it's more likely that Ethereum does test lower here, right? But we are on some high time frame support regions, so that gives you a very nice trading opportunity, at least for a little bounce. And that little bounce was about a 2.5% bounce. So as a day trade, as a trade that you are in a literally 15-minute candle right here from the S3, which we know is usually not going to break on that first go, and we know that that's a trappy area. We know that we have our negative 0.618. We've got our monthly R2 here. That does constitute a very nice quick scalp position, right? So this needs to be held on a daily closing basis, and that is at $3,051. If we do break this, I'd be targeting moves all the way down here to the 55 exponential, on the daily time frame, and also the monthly R1. That would be an area I'm interested in. Ethereum has not bottomed out, just like Bitcoin on the daily time frame. Not saying that Bitcoin's bottomed out, but the stochastic has not had that read off bottoming out just yet, right? We're testing the bearish control territory. We've actually just gotten into the bearish control territory with no bounces. So a test of the critical zone here is very likely over the next few days. And if we do get a test of the critical zone and this support region all the way back from 2019, very similar one to what we have on the CME chart or on Bitcoin, and that would be actually a very interesting area to be watching for a bounce. We already spoke about these on the last two moves to the upside, right? We actually planned these ahead, and this was all the way at the bottom of our range here. So let me get rid of these negative Fibonacci levels and start to clean this up a little bit. Get rid of our monthly profile as well. So what we can see right here is we had a move to the bottom of our channel. This channel had been, we've been ranging in it from the 11th of January. We had a move to the bottom, and we had our stochastic in confluence as well for a little bit of a bounce from the bottom of the range. And that did end up being about 46% to the upside, actually more than that, but this magnet tool is a little bit annoying. And then if we go over here as well, another test to the bottom of the range, and then a bounce to the upside to really right here, about 187% bounce. So I'm going to be looking for something very similar. I want to be seeing a strong support region similar to what we had on the 25th on our channel support, and then on the 28th on our channel support as well, with the 89 EMA right here as well. Or you could be using your pivots and Fibonacci levels as confluence and for risk management, of course. And if we are to actually come down here, the 55 EMA does look like it's a nice area for that support region. That's the first area I'd be watching, right? And that is because we've got the 55 EMA on the daily time frame, and just below that we've actually got the channel. So if the stochastic does end up approaching this region, start to see us crossing up a little bit, or potentially you could be looking at this as a more aggressive trade and actually buying this region, right? And if we are to get acceptance back into the range, well, that gives us another easy opportunity. Remember this breakout that we had right here, and it actually failed, and it was a failed breakout. So what we said was we are looking for long-term and for swing opportunities, down here at the median. There was a point of control there as well, I believe, and we had quite a nice bounce of 100%. We spoke about profit taking at these highs because the stochastic did get to levels that it hadn't got to since 2017, and now that we are actually coming down, resetting the stochastic, and then going to be reaching support, well, I do look for that counter trade because we have had a big dip to the downside. Okay. I know that a lot of people are talking about a head and shoulder. This is not a valid head and shoulder, and is definitely not, right? Because we don't have declining volume from left to right. That's what you want to see. You don't want to be seeing these spikes of volume in the middle. That basically is telling you that is not a valid pattern. And if we look at right here, guys, we have broken this daily support at around $3,238. So if you want to be looking at this as a reversal point, you don't want to be, catching a falling knife, which is always a good idea. If you are especially new to trading and you're not seeing these levels as clearly or cannot trade them just yet, you're going to be looking at this as a reclaim, right? Similar to what we spoke about for Bitcoin over the past few days. So you want to be seeing a reclaim of the either this daily horizontal or preferably the 21 exponential moving average, the low period exponential here. Very good to base off. As you can see, we did break below it and actually use it as resistance here. I did not close above it even on this daily. So that does show me that more sell pressure is coming in, which is very clear, of course, to everyone here. So that would be the level to reclaim, the 21 EMA. And then we could be looking at another nice move to the upside. But for now, more pressure on price action. Excuse me, let's go on to the Link USD chart. Coming back to our 89 exponential, just like we were speaking about on Ethereum right now, this is actually coming down to this support. So as you can see, guys, this is very similar to what I was trying to explain to you just then for Ethereum, right? Right here, we have a support region from September 2020 for Chainlink. That's from $7.50. We had a nice bounce to the upside, and we really went all the way up here to $37 before we tested this support region once again, right at the bottom of our ascending triangle and our 89 exponential moving average at $24. And what has happened now is we've actually come down to that 89 EMA in confluence almost with the top of this ascending triangle, and we've seen the stochastic very near support. So this is exactly as a more aggressive trader, you'd be looking to buy this support. You know that the stochastic is coming onto support here as well, and that bounce did end up being quite a nice bounce of about 37% right here. However, we did end up getting sell pressure once again. So with this local downtrend that we spoke about, I believe yesterday or the day before, with a high, a low, lower high, lower low, and a lower high, we want to be aggressive in profit taking. The nice area to take some profits at least would have been at that 21 EMA. I'd say the same thing for Ethereum right now. We need to reclaim that 21 exponential on the daily. Same thing for Bitcoin really as well. Once we start to do that, it's going to look much, much better. And yeah, that's the levels that I'm going to be watching. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I hope that you've had a nice few days of trading. I know the market's been hard, but as always, guys, stick to your plan, stick to your risk management. Don't let FUD and other people's opinions cloud your own opinions, right? You want to be making your own opinions in the market. That is very, very important, because at the end of the day, you're going to be who's making yourself money, and you're going to be who's working on yourself to become a better trader or simply investor, whatever you are into. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Go ahead and leave a like on it if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel. If you want to join the private technical analysis group, get access to my courses, booklets, daily charts, and much more, go ahead and send me a message on Discord. And of course, I did say that we're going to do a giveaway for the 25,000 subscriber giveaway, and I haven't been able to think of anything. So we're just going to do what we did last time once again. I want you guys to go ahead and let me know if you do want to join the private technical analysis group, and send me a message of why you think you deserve it, right? And if you do, if I do pick you, I will definitely contact you, of course, contact you back, and get you set up in the group. We've had actually 2 traders that we did this for, or 3 traders in a few months ago, and it was an absolutely beautiful kind of process, because you know, just seeing everyone's thought processes and how they've been going with trading and why they think that this will be useful to them, and of course telling me about their stories is very interesting and inspiring to hear. So absolutely awesome stuff right there. We'll definitely pick some of those, and those guys have actually been working very hard, so congrats to you, and go ahead and do that. And I say these at the end of the videos because I don't believe that people deserve it unless they watch to the end. I know some people are busy, but there's a lot of fans here that do watch these videos every single day until the end of it, so I appreciate you guys, and I will not forget you guys. So thank you so much, and I'll catch you in tomorrow's video.